Here are the video solutions for City and Guilds Functional Skills Maths Level 1. This is section 1, which is the non-calculator section, and this is from sample 4. Okay, let's take a look at the first question. So question number 1 is testing our understanding of BIDMAS. So B is for brackets, so we'll do those first. So 6, 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 times 6 take away 1. Well, here we've got multiplication and subtraction, so we'll do the multiplication first. 6 times 6 is 36, so 36 take away 1, which is 35. 0.4 as a percentage, well 0.4, well there's two ways you could do this. And when there's one decimal place, we're talking tenths. So 4 tenths per cent means out of 100. So if I can turn this into a fraction out of 100, then I've got my percentage. Now 10 times by 10 is 100. So for an equivalent fraction, I'm going to multiply the top by 10. So that's 40 over 100, which is 40%. Alternatively, it's 0 to turn a decimal to a percentage, multiply by 100. So 0.4, put in a few decimal places so we can move it 2 positions, 1, 2. So that'll be after that 0, so 40.0, in other words, 40. Question number 3, we want to round this to 2 decimal places, which means we're interested in the value of the third decimal place. Anything beyond that we're not interested in at all. And if this number is 5 or greater, then the column to the left will move up by 1, or 7 is greater than 5. So this 5 here will move up 1 to 6, so 8.36. Okay, 4.978 times what is 4978? So we've got a decimal point here. This number does not have a decimal point, but if there was one, it would be here, 0.0. So 4.978, if the decimal point is now after the 8, then it has moved 1, 2, 3 positions. So that means we multiplied it by 1 with 3 zeros, so it's been multiplied by 1000. Question number 5, the volume of the cube, what is it? So if it's 5 along this side, then it's got a depth of 5 and a height of 5. So the volume is 5 times 5 times 5. 5 times 5 is 25. 25 times 5 is 125 cubic centimetres. Maybe you need a column method for the multiplication there. Question number 6, shade 2/3 of the circle so there is at least one line of symmetry. Well, how many segments are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Actually, they're sectors, not segments. So of the 12, we need to work out what 2/3 of 12 is. Well, 1/3 of 12 is 12 divided by 3, which is 4, so 2/3 is 8. So if I make this line down the middle be the line of symmetry, then I'll make sure I shade in an equal number on each side. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and one line of symmetry is at least 1, so that's no problem. Question number 7, we want to put them in order from smallest to largest. So we've got 2 1/4, 1 3/4, 3/4, 1 1/4. Now 3/4 is the only number that is less than 1, so that is the smallest. Now 1 is less than 2, so 2 1/4 must be the biggest. So what is smaller, 1 1/4 or 1 3/4? Well, it's 1 1/4, of course. So 3/4, 1 1/4, 1 3/4, 2 1/4, which is C. Okay, question number 8. If 28 times 63 is 1764, then what is 1764 divided by 63? Well, this is simply the reverse calculation, so the answer will be 28. Question number 9, which one of these nets will fold into this shape? Okay, so this is a cuboid, so it's going to have 6 faces, so it can't be A. Now, for me, the most obvious net of a cuboid is a rectangle with another rectangle on top and 2 rectangles on top of that, and with either potentially another rectangle to the side on the left, on the right, and also on the left, although this does look a bit like a square, not a rectangle. So that is going to be D. So just imagine you're doing some origami on these shapes. If you fold this, you'll see you can get a cuboid, but A, B and C, it just simply will not work. Okay, question number 10.
write 205,030 in figures. So we need to remember that the word thousand we just replace with a comma. So we can write 205, put in a comma, and now we just need to write 30. But I can't just write 30, I need to write 3 digits after the comma, so it's not going to be 30 but 030. So 205,030, and you can take the comma out now if you want to. Question number 11, we want to work out the mean. So the mean is the total divided by the number of values, and we know that there are 8 values. So I'm going to forget all the 0.5s and just add up the whole number. So 3 plus 4 is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, plus 5 is 18, 18 plus 4, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So 28 divided by 8. So I'll do a bus stop method here. 2 divided by 8 is 0, move the 2 across. 28 divided by 8 is 3. 3 eighths are 24, so that's a remainder of 4. We've kind of run out of numbers here, so I'll put down a decimal point and a 0, and now I can park the 4 on the 0 to make a 40. And 40 divided by 8 is 5, so the mean is 3.5. Question number 12. So for this question, we know that we've got a recipe which is a 500 gram loaf requires 480 grams of flour, and we want to know 10 loaves weighing 750 grams. Well, let's just work out one loaf. Now, if one loaf weighs 750, if it had weighed 1,000, that would be nice and easy. It'd be double the weight, so double the flour. So how many times greater than 750? How many times greater than 500 is 750? Not so obvious. Now, one thing that's vaguely obvious to me is that both of these are multiples of 250. So if 500 gram needs 480 grams, then 250 grams, well, that is half. So that will be half of 480, which is 240. To go from 250 to 750, I'm multiplying by 3, so therefore I'll need triple the amount of flour. So 240 times by 3, 0 times 3 is 0, 4 3s are 12, 2 carry 1, 2 3s are 6, plus 1 is 7. So that 720 grams of flour is needed for the 750 gram loaf, but we want 10 of them, so I need to multiply 720 by 10, so that is 7,200 grams. There are 1,000 grams in a kilogram, so all I need to do now is divide 7,200 by 1,000, and I get 7.2. So the answer is 7.2 kilos of flour, and that is the end of section 1. Here are the video solutions for City and Guilds Functional Skills Maths Level 1. This is section 2, which is the calculator section from sample 4. So let's make a start. Here's question number 1. What is 0.35 as a fraction? Okay, when you've got 2 decimal places, we are dealing with hundredths. So this as a fraction is 35 1/100ths. Now this fraction can be simplified. We have been asked to give it in its simplest form. We can see that both the top number and the bottom number are multiples of 5. If we divide the top by 5, we get 7, and if we divide the bottom by 5, we get 20. Can it be simplified any more? Well, the only thing we can divide 7 by is 7, but 7s don't go into 20, so that is the fraction in its simplest form, 7/20ths. Okay, a stadium has a capacity for 28,000 people and 21,500 attended, so approximately how full was the stadium? Well, it was exactly 21,500 out of 28,000. Now, if I just call the 21,500, call it 21,000 out of 28,000, I can chop off those 3 zeros and those 3 zeros, so I've just simplified the fraction massively by dividing by top and bottom by 1,000. Both of these numbers are in the 7 times table. 21 divided by 7 is 3, 28 divided by 7 is 4, so 3/4 full, which is answer C.
Question 3, the range is 8, so which pair of temperatures could have been the minimum and maximum? So we're looking for two temperatures where the difference is 8. Well, the difference between 10 and 16 is 6, so it's not A. 8 and 10 has a range of 2, so it's not B. Right, let's have a look at C. We might need to do a number line here. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. So what is the difference between minus 3 and 4? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So therefore it must be D. Let's tick it anyway, but let's prove why. If I just extend this number line to 6. So minus 2 to 6 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Question number 4, all you need to do is just type this into your calculator really. Couldn't be much easier than that. And we get an answer which is 20,009.6. Question number 5, we're working out a fraction of an amount. I've worked with lots of students who struggle with this. You take your total, you divide by the number on the bottom, and then you multiply by the number on the top. By dividing by 5, we're working out what 1/5 is. So if we know what 1/5 is, we multiply it by 4 to work out 4/5. That's a brief explanation as to why we're dividing by the number on the bottom and multiplying by the number on the top. There's numerous other ways you could do this. You could do 690 times 4 divided by 5, or 4 times 690 divided by 5, or 4 divided by 5 times 690, but I always tutor it in this way, and that comes to a total of 552, which, well, I know is right, but it does make sense that it should be less than this number. Okay, let's move on to question number 6. A salesperson must drive from Bristol to attend a meeting in Nottingham. So Bristol, Nottingham, we can see is 140, or we can go Nottingham, Bristol, 140. So it's 140 miles, and the meeting is at 10, and he works out he needs to leave Bristol at 9. Is this calculation sensible? The answer is no. 140 miles is, well, it's not impossible, but very difficult / dangerous to drive in 1 hour. You'd have to drive at an average speed of 140 miles an hour in 1 hour. There we go. That should be fine. Question number 7. Okay, so we've been told she wants to buy it over 2 years, so the interest is going to be 15%. So the price is going to be 15% more than £1,800. Now the multiplier for 15% is 0.15. So when you're calculating 15% of something, you would multiply it by this number here. This is the decimal equivalent of 15%. It is 15 divided by 100. Now if I want to increase something by 15%, instead of multiplying by 0.15, I'm going to add 1 to it, and 1 plus 0.15 is 1.15. So if I'm increasing 1800 by 15%, my calculation is 1800 times by 1.15, and that comes to 2070. So if she's paying over 2 years, that is 2 years is 24 months. So we just need to divide 2070 by 24, and that comes to £86 and 25 pence. Question number 9, we want to work out the area of this space. So what I would do is just turn it into 2 rectangles. Call this rectangle A and rectangle B. So let's call shape A. The area of shape A is 1.95 multiplied by 0.5, and that is, let's just work that out. The answer written down doesn't seem very logical to me. 1.95 times 0.5 is 0.975. Okay, and now we just need to work out the area of B. Now what we need to do here is work out what the height and the distance across is. So if it's 1.3 from this point to this point and 0.5 from here to here, then the difference is going to be the height of shape B. So 1.3 take away 0.5, that is 0.8, and similarly 1.95 from here to here, 0.95 from this point to this point, so this is 1. So shape B is going to be 1 multiplied by, sorry I didn't write that very clearly, that was a 0.8. 1 times 0.8, which is 0.8. So total area is 0.975 plus 0.8, and that comes to a total of 1.775 square meters. Alternatively, another way you could have worked that out, which potentially might have been a little bit easier if I just get rid of all of this, we could have divided it the other way, like so. And again, we would have just had the same issue. We know that this is 0.5 times 0.95, easy to work out, and this is 1.3 multiplied by this distance here, which again is 1.95 minus 0.95, which is 1. So anyway, whatever you do, you're still going to get exactly the same answer there. Question number 9. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, if one of this card type has been taken already, then that 2 is now 1. If 2 of this card type have been taken, then 4 is now down to 2. 6 becomes 5, 4 becomes 0, 2 becomes 1. So the number of cards left in the pack are 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15. And of the 15, 6 are spades, so that is 6 out of 15. Both these numbers are in the 3 times table, so if we divide the top by 3, we get 2, and the bottom by 3, we get 5. So the probability is 2/5. And question number 10. So I'm looking at these times and I'm seeing a minimum of 1 and a maximum of 14. And we want to put them in 3 groups. Well, 14 divided by 3 can't be done easily, but 15 can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them into groups of 5 minutes. So 0 to 5 minutes, 6 to 10 minutes, and 11 to 15 minutes. Right, let's look for all the 0 to 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 6 to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nearly missed that one. And 11 to 15 should be the rest. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4 plus 6 is 10 plus 8 is 18, and we've got 3 by 6, which is 18. Good, so I've got them all. Make one comment about what the results show you. Don't overthink this. It's not really anything massively stressful you're supposed to do here. You could just say most videos were between 0 to 5 minutes in length. That'll do. Okay, so question number 11. So a farmer uses a drone to monitor animals, and the drone can fly a distance of 8 kilometers when the battery is fully charged, and the drone has a quarter of its battery life left. So straight away I'm thinking, well, 1/4 of 8, or that is 8 divided by 4, which is 2. So the drone can do 2 kilometers. Okay, so is there enough battery to complete this route? So we're starting here. I'm going to worry about the scale in a moment. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the number of squares is 5 plus 7 plus 3 plus 2 plus 2 plus 5. So that is 24 squares, and each square is 100 meters. So that is 24 times by 100, so 2,400 meters. So the route is 2,400 meters. He's only got enough battery life for 2 kilometers. So remember that 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters. So 2 kilometers is 2,000 meters. He's got battery life for 2,000. He needs to do 2,400. So does the drone have enough battery life to complete the route? The answer is no. Battery life is for 2,000 meters, and the route is 2,400 meters. Let's move on to number 12. Okay, so all we need to do here is just follow these instructions. So step 1, multiply the radius squared. So the radius squared, that is 2.1 times by 2.1, and we're going to multiply that by 3.142. And we could work this out as we go along, but we can continue multiplying. We can hit this, type this into our calculator in one hit. So I'm going to multiply this by the height of the water, which is 0.7, and then multiply by 1,000. And when we do all of that, we get 9699.354 litres. Okay, so the man would like a filter machine that can clean the full volume of water in his pool in less than 5 hours. So if he wants this done in less than 5 hours, then if I divide this number by 5, then that will tell us the hourly cleaning rate. 9699.354 divided by 5, and that is 1939.8708, and that is litres per hour. He finds a filter machine that can clean 2,000 litres of water per hour, so that is greater than 1939, so the filter machine is suitable. And the explanation, which maybe just put into words, that 2,000 is greater than 1939.8708 litres per hour. Question number 13. A man has a flight at 19:15 on Thursday. He must arrive at the airport 2 hours before this time to check in. So before I even read on any further, in my head I'm taking 2 hours off that, 17:15. He needs to know what time he should leave home. He will park his car at the airport car park, and it will take him 15 minutes to get to the check-in counter. I'm going to subtract 15 minutes from that, so that is 1700. The distance from his house to the airport is 90 miles, and he's driving at an average speed of 60 miles per hour. So I need to work out the time taken given that information. Now, speed is distance divided by time. Whenever you've got an equation or a formula where something equals a fraction, remember that these two bits can be swapped. So time is the distance divided by speed. So the distance is 90, the speed is 60, and 90 divided by 60 is 1.5. So 1.5, that means 1 hour and a half, or 1 hour 30 minutes. So subtracting 1 hour, 1700 hours, take away 1 hour 30. Let's take away 1 hour, that takes me to 1600. Take away half an hour, that is 15:30. So time to leave home no later than 3:30 in the afternoon if he wants to get there exactly on time. Question number 14. So let's work it out if this person is a member. So it's £19.99 a month. So that is going to be £19.99 multiplied by 12, and that is £239.88. 50% off the health check, so £36 for a health check every 6 months. Well, if it's 50% off, then instead of paying for 2 36s, she'll just pay for 1 36, so it's going to be £239.88 plus 36, and that comes to a total of £275.88. So that is if she joins the pet club. So all this working should be down here, but I just don't want to be scrolling up and down. However, she's not in the pet club. She will pay £60. She will pay £42 every 3 months. So how many 3 months are there in a year? Or 12 months divided by 3 is 4. So she'll be paying for 4 lots of £42. And on top of that, 36 multiplied by 2. So that is £60 plus 4 lots of 42, which is 168. And 72, because 36 times 2 is 72. 60 plus 168 plus 72 comes to exactly £300. So we're comparing £300 as a non-member to £275.88. So should she join the pet club? The answer is yes, and the explanation is if she's not a member. Just trying to think of a quick way to word this. I find these explanations quite irritating. To be honest, if she's not a member, she pays 300. if she is a member, she pays, oops, what's going on there? Let's go back down again. She pays, what was it? 275.88. Okay, right, and this last question is not too bad. So out of the total possible attendance days, which is 39,500, the total absences is 948. So this is the absence rate is a fraction. Now to turn a fraction into a percentage, it's top divided by bottom multiplied by 100, and when you perform that calculation you should get 2.4. So the percentage absence is 2.4%. So for the final part of this question, what we need to do is put this information into a chart or a graph. So we've got this information plus the last year, which is 2.4%. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a bar chart. So I'm going to have number of years ago. So I'll have last year, so that'll be from here to here. Then I will have I'm trying to work out what sort of space I should leave in between. So this could be 2 years ago. No, I'll do each bar 2 squares across with a gap of 1. So that's going to be 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. No particular reason why I've chosen the bars to be double the width of the gaps. It doesn't matter as long as the widths of the bars are consistent and the widths of the gaps are consistent. Now up the side is going to be percentage of days absent. So I'll just write here percentage of days absent. So I'm starting at 0 and I only need to go up to 6.8, so 7%. So can I use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? That won't fit. Never mind. Okay, so I just have to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I like to try and maximise the available space. It seems a bit of a, well, crime is a bit of a strong word, but to have all this wasted space here just seems a bit ridiculous. But if I double the space for, so if I go up to 1 here, 2, 3, then I don't have enough space, which is also quite irritating. Never mind. Okay, so this will do. So last year was 2.4%. So here is 2. So 2.2, 2.4. So for this, you should definitely use a ruler. I shade them in just to make them look a bit prettier, but you don't have to do that either. 2 years ago was 3.2. So 3.2 is here. Again, straight lines, please use a ruler. 3 years ago was 5.6. So there's 5.246. Oops, I've only done half of it. There we go. And finally, 4 years ago was 6.8. So that is 1 less than 7. And there we have it. So just a couple of things to watch out for. Make sure that your axes are labelled. If you're doing a bar graph, make sure that the bars are all equal widths. Make sure that the width in between them is the same. And yeah, that's about it really. Like I say, you don't have to do a bar chart. You could have just maybe done a line graph perhaps. But yeah, a few options here. But for me, bar graphs are nice and easy. And that takes us to the end of section B.